Hey, hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome into First Take. Thank you for being with us. That is Stephen A. Smith. I'm Molly Karen, Brian Windhorst. How we doing, fellas?
What's going on? How you doing, Molly? Good morning. Good morning. Wendy, what's going on?
All good. Let's dive right in, guys.
Hold on. We have to pause. Don't you want to tell the audience how happy you are that I'm here in studio with you for a second consecutive day? Are we just going to leave that out? That I'm here in New York, gray skies, raining outside, instead of other places
It
that I
does
could
me.
be? Are we not
I
gonna
have
mention
to
that?
say, it does me no favors that every time you come, it's awful outside. God and I need to have a conversation about that.
Well, it's been awful when I haven't been here as well, and you were complaining that I wasn't here, but now here I am in studio with you while that brother is at the NBA Finals, which is where I would have been had I not come here.
Wendy, do you fault me for wanting him in studio? It's a better show. Come on. Let's get to it. We'll debate
Being in
this
his
after.
presence has so many positives.
That's what I'm saying. That's the way to say it, Wendy. That's the way to say it.
We'll just leave it right there.
All right.
Guys, it's a pivotal Game 3 tomorrow night on ABC as the series shifts to napdown. Despite his heroics in Game 1, Tyrese Haliburton struggled in Indiana's Game 2 loss, shooting 2 for 7 from the field, 1 for 5 from beyond the arc through the first 3 quarters. SGA continues to shine in the NBA Finals as his 34 points and 8 assists in Game 2 led the way for the Thunder, evening up the series at 1. Aaron Wiggins, Alex Caruso stepped up big in Game 2 for the Thunder as they combined for 38 points and became the second duo in NBA Finals history to each hit 4+ three-pointers off the bench of a Finals game. Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
All knotted up. Here's what I need to know from you. A pivotal Game 3. What's going to be the biggest X factor tomorrow? What are you watching for?
To me, what I'm watching for is whether or not this guy, Aaron Wiggins, is going to have a repeat performance. You saw what he did in Game 2, Wendy. He had 18 points. He had 5 threes, okay? This is off the bench, 55% shooting, 6 for 11 from the field in just 21 minutes. When you saw him come off the bench and be that offensive spark plug for the Oklahoma City Thunder, you know what? You look at that 19-2 run. He had something to do with that. You look at how they pulled away from Indiana, how they kept them at bay. He had something to do with that. And by the way, when this brother scores, when he gets to producing the way that he did the other day, okay, this is a guy with the Oklahoma City Thunder. When he scored a total of 24 and 1 when he scores 15 or more points. Now, obviously, most of those games have been blowouts because the Oklahoma City have blown out a lot of opponents this year. But when he's in the game and he's scoring, they don't lose. And I'm looking at it from that standpoint, knowing what Indiana in all likelihood is going to try to throw at you on their home turf, Wendy, in Games 3 and 4. To have somebody like him, you know you can rely on Alex Caruso defensively, and his 20 points were pivotal as well. But when you look at a guy like Wiggins, if Wiggins comes off the bench with Caruso and is as productive, I don't believe Indiana has a chance.
Wendy, where are you?
Yeah, that's a good point. By the way, he was a 55th overall pick.
Yes.
55th overall pick, and the guy pretty much was a difference maker in a finals game. Molly, I don't like my answer here.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what my answer is right now, but I don't like it. Just so you know, my answer is how many shots Tyrese Haliburton gets. And the reason I don't like saying that is because in the last round, I had to go back and forth with Stephen A. when he was counting Ant Edwards' shots. And I didn't think that should define the way he played. And also, I recognize that the Pacers are not built around one player. They've only got one guy, I think, averaging 20 points a game in the playoffs. That's Pascal Siakam. And they had 7 guys in double figures just in Game 2, which they lost. But I really think that getting Haliburton's shots up is such an important aspect of what the Pacers have to do because he can't get shots against these guys, Stephen A. And I'm not talking about just the last 2 games. I'm looking at the last 2 years because that's what I look at the modern day Thunder is the last 2 years. He's played 6 games against them. He's averaged 11 shots. And the reason that's so important is that when he plays well, at least offensively, it drives everything for the Pacers. In the playoffs, Molly, they're 7-1 when he scores 20 points. And by the way, the loss, he had 20. So he scores 21 points, they're 7-0, okay? And in those games, he's not just shooting. He averages 11 assists in those games. So when he gets going offensively, it opens up their whole team. And he cannot get shots off against this team. And again, it's not the first time we've heard this. We just were all over Ant about this, and Ant was like, I think I'm playing well. I can't get clean shots. So they have, and I don't know how it's going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know the X's and O's suggestion for how Haliburton is going to get free. But Stephen A., they have got to find a way to get him space, whether that's playing faster, whether that's setting a pick higher, whether that's encouraging him to try to get downhill, because as you pointed out yesterday, in a devastating stat, Stephen A., probably the most devastating stat you said yesterday on this show was that Haliburton has no free throws in this series. Zero. That is an absolute indication of what they're doing to him. They've got to figure out a way to get him more involved. And to me, that's really what the game falls onto.
All right, so as far as X Factor, we currently have Wiggins and Tyrese Haliburton, and now we bring in one half of the best new duo here at ESPN, Markieff Morris. Markieff, thank you so much for being with us. Where are you on this in terms of, we're good, in terms of X Factor for a pivotal Game 3 in Indy tomorrow on ABC?
I would say Pascal Siakam, the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals. He has to be more assertive. I know, like, when we spend Haliburton, and he has to, and he's 7-1 when they score 20 points. But I really think it's Pascal Siakam. When he gets the ball and he gets going, he gets the team going. Last game, he only made 3 shots. He only took 11 shot attempts. Again, it was game 2. It was more of a fill-out game once they got that first win in OKC. So they were just trying different things. I just thought that he wasn't super aggressive like he's been in the past. First game, he had 19 points, 15 shots, but we need those numbers to go up. We need him to attack. We need him to attack the bigs, get him pick and rolls, slip outs, and be able to, create shots for everybody else along with scoring.
Okay. Well, let me tell you this. That's a problem for him. Because Pascal Siakam, he had some time spent on him by Alex Caruso, who was all over him. Now, we saw Alex Caruso guarding Jokic, and so we know he doesn't mind getting physical. And no matter how physical Pascal Siakam can be, he ain't Jokic, that big tub of lard just wobbling around and stuff like that. And you can't stop him. Can't jump onto a curve, and you can't stop the man, okay? But the boy's a big boy. We understand what he brings to the table. Pascal Siakam ain't bringing that to the table. So if Alex Caruso was out there willing to battle throughout that Denver series the way that he did, obviously this is not as tall of a task. Pascal Siakam is a champion. He can play. He has to adjust. He has to find a way to not be held to 3 of 11 shooting. All of that is true. But the point guard for the Indiana Pacers, that young star everybody's been talking about, that dude that's 5 for 5 in terms of 15 seconds or left, trying to close the deal. When everybody else in the postseason was like 4-26. That dude that we've been talking about, you're going up against these brothers that got clamps on you. Guess what you can do, Wendy? Guess what could potentially open things up for him? If he pulls up from 3 and is yanking it from the outside, if he's forcing them to come out deeper in order to guard him, thereby creating space for himself to operate, you can handle the ball. You can get by defenders from time to time, but you got to make shots. Sometimes it really, really comes down to that. What is it that you got to do? We all know it's easier to guard somebody at the top of the floor, okay? So, again, you got, like, Michael Jordan used to do this when the Knicks would throw Anthony Mason and other cats on them. Obviously, what would he do? He'd move without the ball. He'd make sure he had his mid-range game going for him because he recognized the physicality they were trying to throw in his direction. Haliburton can't do that, but you got to figure out something because he's the Lone Ranger for the Indiana Pacers in that regard. If he doesn't get going, they can't get going, and they're not going to have a chance to win this series.
Right.
Can I just say real quick? Can I just say real quick, why do you keep making fun of Jokic like that, Stephen A? This guy is one of the greatest players of our lifetime, and I realize he's got bad blood with our other guy, Markieff here. But come on, man.
Ain't got that blood with me,
it's affectionate. It's affectionate, Wendy. I'm saying, but look at him. Like when he came into this. Remember when the players he had on his Joker outfit and just the way he walks. It's like it's very non-assuming. You have nothing to be concerned about. This kind of look he gives you. He's walking in. Who's this big guy?
Man.
He's just wobbling around and stuff like that. You ain't got to worry about him jumping on a curb. And then the next thing you know, he's got 40 and 20.
Busting everyone's ass.
He's got 40 and 20.
I know. Okay, I just
That's
wanted
what I'm
to
saying. He's
all right, I'm
great.
sorry. Go ahead, Markieff.
He's great. It's all love. Ain't nothing but love for Jokic. How can you not?
All right.
Yeah, for sure. He